Rabbi Daniel Lapin answers your financial freedom questions. Question 15. Rabbi Lapin, can you talk about your best student success stories and how well they've done using your methods?
We've received just so many heartwarming and gratifying letters, but I don't think anything was more fascinating to me than a letter we got from a gentleman in Gig Harbor, Washington. And this letter contained a check for $10,000. And he said, I want you to use this for any purpose that you choose, ideally to make your program available to people who couldn't perhaps afford it. I called him up and I said, I'm intrigued. This is very generous of you, and I'm very grateful, and I will put it to good use, and I will tell you what the end result is. But I want to know, you must have a story. And he said, oh yes, I've got a story. And he told me how he was a detective on the police department of a Puget Sound city in the state of Washington. And there was a well-known and very famous murder there. He did a tremendous amount of overtime, and he was away from his family for 4 or 5 months during the investigation. And at the end of it all, he says he barely got anything extra. He got a few $100s extra, because by the time the tax was taken off and the time the various other payments were taken off, there just wasn't much in it for him. And he started thinking to himself, this isn't going to work. This is not a long-term solution for me. Just then, he said he goes to church that day. The pastor starts talking about my program. And he says, I immediately went out, got involved, and he said within the first day, I came home to my wife and I said, I want you to pray with me. I think I'm hearing the word to quit my job. We have to start a business. He says, my wife and I prayed, and we decided we're going to follow your program. I quit immediately, walked out, and we started a mortgage company. And we just used your principles consistently. And I said all along that the first $10,000 that we make beyond what we need for the running of the business, the first $10,000 of profit will be going to you. And he said, that was the check you got. Our lives have changed entirely. And we became very close friends, and the relationship remains to this day. It was quite extraordinary. That was perhaps the most dramatic we received, but there are a lot of letters we got from a lot of people.
To receive a series of 4 free training videos based on the biblical plan for financial prosperity, go to www.ancienthebrewwisdom.com.